What's up? Let me know in the chat when you see me, when it's live. Let me know if you're live. I think we're good. Yes, Aiden. Yes, Robles. Robles. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Aris. This is live, Aris. Live as live gets. Let me know who's here in the chat, because now I'm not as active in the chat. You gotta let me know who's here. Cole, are you here yet? Cole? Someone let me know when Cole's here. Okay. Yes, Jose, you're here. Karan, are you here yet? I was messaging with a couple students trying to get this working. So it looks like it's working for a bunch of those students. Justin's here. What up, Justin? Kurt's here. Aris is here. Love it. Okay, folks. You ready to move on in math? Here's what I'm going to do. I'll intro, but then I'm going to kind of reflect for a little bit on the last little bit. DeAndre, I don't know how long this lesson is going to be because it's live, but it's a short topic. It's a really simple topic. Meher is here. Cool, smiley glasses. So, this is what we're talking about. The curriculum expectation is that you are able to collect, organize, and display categorical, discrete, and continuous data, and that you're able to do primary and secondary data. We typically rely on history for primary and secondary data. Maybe we'll get that a little bit because I don't know what you did in history, and normally I just ask in the class and we discuss it. So today we're going to focus on the first portion on categorical, discrete, and continuous data. So go ahead and get your title down, get your table of contents written, and we're good to go. So get that written down. And once you've got that written down, write in the chat, say, done. First one done gets Marcus's bonus marks, because I don't see Marcus. So get that written down. Sweet. Thank you, Jose. Thank you, Zane. That means I think Jose gets the bonus marks. Congratulations, Jose. Meher came in third. Oh, sorry. Zane took the second spot. At least you made the podium there, Meher. You made the podium. Kurt, done. Awesome. All right. Before we begin, let me just bring this over to the main screen. I sent this on Remind today. Let me know if you got it on Remind. But what this is a summary of everything that I've done with you. Okay? Two things you should know. First off, this link will automatically bring you to my YouTube page. This is my page. Okay? Yeah, so I think for now on, most of my lessons are just going to be live. So if I don't have it posted at 1 o'clock because things are being slow or whatever, just go to bit.ly/STAV YouTube and you can you just catch my lessons from there. Okay. Also, as I post them, I put them into playlists. So I have a math playlist, which is bit.ly/STAV YouTube math. Okay, so there you'll just see all of the lessons in order as I've taught them. Okay, obviously you guys are pretty techy, so if you just went to my YouTube, you'd find them anyway. You could also, I feel like a YouTuber, right? Hit like and subscribe, and hit the notifications button if you want to be notified when I go live. That would also do that for you. Okay. I don't know how many subscribers I have right now. Somebody tell me how many subscribers I have. I really don't care how many subscribers I have, but if I do get 100 subscribers, then I get to have like youtube.com/MrStav, which would be pretty cool. So if you guys can get me to 100 subscribers, bonus marks. Okay. So looking at what we've done so far, okay, week 1, I did this lesson. Hopefully you remember it. This is where pi volume equals pizza. Do you remember that? Okay, this is what the independent work looked like. Okay, and then I gave you a text center practice on knowledge hook. Aris, I have 12 subscribers. I don't think I'm making it to 100. Okay, well, thanks for that, Aris. Oh, Justin says I'm up to 16. I'm already getting more popular. Okay, I did not do an exit ticket or a test in the first week because we were just kind of figuring out the technology, but we got it by week 2. So we had this lesson where I used the soup can. Okay, then we talked about Mountain STAV and our independent work. Okay, Tech Center, we did a little quizzes for fun. And then we had an exit ticket on Socrative that covered both week 1 and week 2. Okay, you should have completed that Socrative. Okay, you'll notice that I haven't listed on here your math journals. Okay, these are at this point, they're kind of, I would say, like optional. Okay, I would advise you that they will help you, okay, but I will not be assessing them and I will not be putting them into your marks. So I tell you that out of honesty. Okay, so I imagine once you hear that, most of you will stop writing them or not be doing them, and that's totally up to you. I respect that. You guys, sounds like you got a lot of work to do at home. Talking to some at Guided, I was very impressed with how diligent and how structured your days have been, and you're getting your work done, not just for my class, but for all the classes. So amazing there. So the math journals are totally up to you, but the independent work, please do the independent work, okay? That's that. And then we went to the translations and reflections. Who is that girl I see staring straight back at me? There it is, the translations and reflections. Okay, so that was a longer lesson because it took me a while to explain that. Okay, so the independent work was 2-sided, and then we had the Translate Canada assignment. Okay, and I also did an extra video on helping you how to complete that assignment. That was to be handed in and is to be handed in, okay, on the Google Classroom. Okay, so a bunch of you have not done that, okay, and a bunch of you have not finished it. Okay, I promise you the people that finished this assignment did much better on the Socrative. Okay, a lot of people are messing up on the Socrative by their formatting. Okay, you're forgetting how to write your coordinates. So some people are using squared brackets for, okay, you will get it wrong. Squared brackets are not correct. Okay, you need to use the rounded brackets when you're putting in your coordinates. You also need to label it. So MrStav's first position is S, but then when I reflect, my second position is S prime. Okay, my next position is S double prime. Okay, my next position is S triple prime. Okay, if you don't put that in there, it's written right into the questions. If you don't put that in there, the test will mark it wrong. And a lot of people are getting the right coordinates and doing all the work right, but then they're getting it wrong. Okay, and for those people that came to Guided, I was able to address that with them, and they were able to change their mark and pretty much get perfect. What? There's an advantage to coming to Guided? Yep. Okay, come to Guided. Amika in the chat is asking, how long is this lesson? Amika, we are live right now, so I can't tell you how long it is. The topic is not as long, so it shouldn't be too long. DeAndre, more bonus marks for being a moderator in the chat. My man, thank you. I can always trust on that guy. Okay, so make sure you get that Socrative. I think I actually pulled it down, didn't I? No, I think it's still up. Okay, so get that done. All right, and then we moved on to representing a pattern. Okay, this is where I was at those GIFs. So I was like, how did you get these two numbers? Talked about the first difference. Okay, I gave you 2 weeks on this. Okay, because this is a harder topic and this is super duper duper ooper important for high school. Okay, representing a pattern is so important for high school. If you don't get this, you need to come to Math Help and say, Mr. Stav, I don't get this, I need help. Okay? You will notice that there are 2 independent works. I bet you there's a lot of people being like, there's 2 independent works? I didn't know this. Okay? So there are 2 independent works, one from week 4 and one from week 5. Okay? Week 4 is 3 pages just because of a graph. I couldn't fit the Cartesian plane. So they were both pretty big and they're pretty important. Okay? This text center practice. I promise you that if you go through all 4 of these links, 1, 2, 3, 4, you do all of those activities, you will feel a lot better about linear patterns. Okay? Down here, I posted these optional bonus practice activities. Okay? They are not mandatory. Okay? This one's kind of like a game where you're going to be killing zombies using your graphing. Okay? This one is a lot of helpful practice as you go into high school. Okay, where you're taking the formula, the equation, you're putting it into a table of values, and then you're graphing it. Okay? Oh, Karan's here. Way to show up. And Amika is in class talking about music. Yes. DeAndre bonus marks. DM after the live, he says. Wow, amazing. As of yesterday, the quizzes was posted. So the reason why it's not Socrative is 2 reasons. One, because I'm leaving the translations and reflections one on Socrative. And if I something up with this website that if I want to put 2, I can't put 2 tests up at a time. So I'll leave the translation and reflection one up. And so I moved this one to quizzes. The other reason I moved it to quizzes is because on quizzes, it will tell you if you get the answer right or wrong. Okay? So the downside to quizzes is once you've done it, you can't go back within the test. Right? Where Socrative, you can do the whole test. You can go back and forth. Okay? So you guys can give me feedback at guided and whatever and tell me what you prefer. So quizzes is live right now. Go to the Google Classroom and you can go there and do the questions. Okay? Don't do it right now. And finally, this brings us to week 6, categorical, discrete, continuous data. The reason I'm doing this is because the last 2 weeks, the content has been thick. It's been very important for high school. Okay? This is a lot lighter, and I think you should be okay with this. I don't think you'll have any problem with it. So let's get set up. If you're just joining us live or late, first of all, shame on you for being late. But you should have your title done and updated and ready to go. I'm just going to format this so it fits in my window. There it goes. All right. Karan, did you just call me a goat teacher? The greatest of all time, my man. All right, we're going to start the lesson in 2 seconds. One, this sweater was a gift from some of my students many, many years ago who are in grade 12 this year, and the DDSB just announced that they will not be able to have their prom. All events are canceled for the rest of the year. So I wore it to honor my students who are in grade 12 from Pringle Creek. So shout out to them. Again, thanks for the sweater. But my heart is with you guys. I grieve with you at the loss of your prom. And I know they're probably not watching this, but you know, I care about my past students, and I will care about you guys too. So that's that. And also caring about students, a big, huge shout out to Cole. Cole, it's your birthday, buddy. I know it was yesterday, and I wasn't there to sing it for you, so happy birthday to Cole. Sing in the chat with me. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Cole. Happy birthday to you. Big shout out to Cole. Give him some love in the chat. Buddy, so old now. Getting old and fragile. But you're getting smarter, I bet. And I bet you already, Cole, have this written down in your table of contents. So, I hope I embarrassed you, Cole. Shout out to your mom. She's the best. I hope you all treated your moms extra careful. Yesterday, as it was Mother's Day, hope you showed them some love. Yes, Aiden, bonus marks for wishing a happy birthday. Yes, rain it in the chat. All for Cole. He's watching. I know he's watching. I have my sources. So he is watching, and he is getting all of your birthday love. Yes, send him your love. All right, folks, we are going to get into the lesson. We're going to talk about types of data, how we can sort what kind of data that you're dealing with. So first we're going to talk about categorical data. Here we go. Write this down. Categorical data is information that can be sorted into categories. Write that down. All right, I had to run over to the kids' play area. You'll notice these shapes are missing. It's because they're green, so they match my green screen. Look at all the love in the chat. I love it. All right. So, categorical data can be sorted into categories. So here I have a toy for Everly. I'm going to move these green toys because it'll just throw off my shot. Okay, so these toys can be sorted into categories. For example, shape. This is a square, or this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is an octagon. Okay, so we can put all of the octagons together. Okay, that is a category. But we could also, see how these are squares? We can also sort them differently. We can actually put the octagons and the squares together because they're blue. So we could sort these by color. Okay, does that make sense? Okay. So now here I have squares and squares, okay, and they're orange. But I could also bring in these squares and categorize them together. They don't fit because of different shapes, because they're all squares. Okay, so categorical data, okay, are things that can be sorted into different categories. How do you remember that? Categories. Sorry, that's the best I got for you. Categories. All right. Once I find my mouse, we will go to the next slide. There it is. So you get categories, types of dogs. Let me know in the chat what your favorite type of dog is. My friend has a massive not Saint Bernard. Oh, it's a beautiful dog, but they're huge. Mountain, Burmese Mountain. I don't know. You probably know in the chat. Let me know. What are your favorite types of dogs? Okay, you got like Chihuahuas. We got Golden Retrievers. You got Huskies. Huskies are beautiful, but I hear they like to run away because they're trained to be hunters. Okay. Colors of folders, right? So these are all folders, so we can sort these, okay, and say they're folders, but then we could even sort these into colored folders. Put all the pink folders here, put all the orange folders here. Put all the blue folders here, all the red folders back there. Okay? So that's categorical data. That's it. Simple. Kurt going with a Rottweiler. Aiden calling out the Bloodhounds. Zane, a cat is not a type of dog, Zane, but I'll take it. I'll take it. Cats are pretty awesome. I do like cats. Mayher, what are you saying in this chat? I'm not a clown. Zane just knows that cats are amazing. Did anybody get a new dog during this COVID? I keep seeing people on Facebook who are getting dogs because they're home, and I'm like, that's a big commitment. So, anybody want a dog? I could let your parents know if you want a dog. Maya, still want that dog? Maya, did you get that dog? All right. Let's talk about the more difficult ones to remember. Okay, discrete data. Okay. So discrete data is information that is counted once. It's very, very important. Write this down. It's counted, not measured. Counted. Okay, let's go back to these toys here. I can't use the green ones. Okay, how many toys do I have in my hand? Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. That didn't work. Okay, I have 4 toys in my hand. This is information that is counted. Okay, any number, okay, can be a range of numbers. So we can count how many trees does somebody have, or how many trees are in a forest. We can count that. Okay, here's the thing. There are 3 trees. You cannot have a decimal form of trees. Okay, you cannot have 3.4 trees. Does that make sense? Okay. How many original Nintendo controllers do you see there? 2. Okay. It is not possible to have 2.5 controllers for PlayStation 4. Okay. Well, MrStav, you just take a saw and you cut it in half. You cut it in half, it does not work. It no longer is a controller. It is a piece of junk. It is garbage. You cannot play with it. Okay? You can have 2 controllers. You can have 1 controller. You cannot have 1.5 controllers. A half of a controller would be useless to you. Okay? Does that make sense? Okay? Elephants. Very cute elephants. I don't know actually if these are elephants. Let me know in the chat what you think these might be instead of elephants. But these, okay, these animals, any animals, okay, you have 4 elephants here, or maybe they're mammoths, okay? You cannot have 4.5. You cannot go from 4 to 3.2 elephants, okay? If you have 0.2 of an elephant, then it's not a full life elephant. Sometimes, if we go to a restaurant and you know when you get in there and the hostess says, "Oh, welcome to this very expensive restaurant," which I can't afford, so I wouldn't be there. They would say, "How many?" And I would respond, 2.5, please. Oh, I guess 3. I would say 2.5. Because I would jokingly, because Everly was just a baby. And so it's not really like a full human being. So I'd always joke and be like, 2.5. And then Kirby would always hit me and she'd be like, she's not half. She's a baby. She's a human being. She's a full person. 3, please. So it was not a good joke. It was like a dad joke that always drove Kirby crazy. But the idea is categorical data are things that you can sort. Okay, put them in piles. Okay, and discrete data are things that can be counted, and you can't have partial versions. You can't have point of something. Okay, it has to be a full whole number. Quran says this is a woolly mammoth from Ice Age. Quran, violence is not the way. I like it, yes. Mayor, when you have 3.2 elephants, you have a problem. It's an excellent point. Okay, iPhones. Okay, you either have an iPhone or you don't. Okay, many of you do not have the ability to take care of your iPhone, and you have a shattered screen, and as you would say, it is mash up. Okay, it doesn't matter how bad or mashed up your phone is, it's still one phone. Okay, until you, like the YouTubers, try to do something crazy and destroy your phone. Okay, it's still a phone. It's a fully operating phone. Okay, but I can't then take my phone, cut it in half, and have half a phone. You can have half the phone casing, okay, but you can't have half of a working phone. Okay, let me know in the chat if that makes sense. Okay, write that down. Let me get something from the toy room. Oh, not the toy room. Okay, so let me ask you a question. I just brought some tools. I brought a level, I brought a saw. Why is it doing it? It's yellow, it's not green. Weird. And I have a tape measure. What kind of data is this? Is it discrete or continuous? Okay, let me know in the chat. What kind of data do we have here? How do we categorize these? Quran, I said mash up, not mosh up. Ours, these were not in the toy room. These were in the back storage room in my tool area. Okay? So, you can actually make an argument here for both. You could say that these are categorical data. Then we could sort these into this is a cutting tool. So we could sort this with things like scissors and knives. Okay? A saw. I could bring, this is a saw, but I could bring like an electrical saw. Okay? We could put all those and categorize those. We could categorize this measuring tape as a measuring tool. Okay? This level also has measurements on the side of it, so we could categorize this as a measuring tool. So these could go in a category completely separate from this. You could categorize them all together, and you could say that all of these together are tools, okay? Which is a different category than what I got from the toy room, again with the green toys. Okay? We could categorize these as toys and these as tools. Okay? Also, I have Mr. Biggs. Could you categorize these as tools? No. What about toys? Mm-mm. What about healthy food? Nope. What about as snacks, as treats, as junk food? Okay? So we can categorize these differently. Okay? I really want to eat one. I think I should eat it live while I teach, while you guys watch. This is one of those things I could never bring out in the middle of a lesson in school because it has peanuts in it. I know it's funny that I'm bringing out chocolate because I don't really like chocolate, so. It's just things you bring out for lessons, you know what I'm saying? Okay? Now, how could we say that this is discrete data? How could you make an argument that these are discrete data? Okay? Quran says that Mr. Biggs are healthy food, which means I need to contact Mr. McKinnon and talk about your health mark. Probably. missing out on some marks there. Okay, so how could these be discrete data? We could just count these. How many tools are there? One thing I'm working on with Everly right now is counting. So little known fact with kids, I learned this from a kindergarten teacher, is that they count, they go like 1, 2, 3. And then you say, Everly, how many tools did you count? She'd be like, 1, 2, 3. Okay, but how many tools did you just count? And she'll be like, 1, 2, 3. And then I'll say, Everly, stop counting. How many tools did you count? How many are there? She'd be like, 8. This is called cardinality. Kids don't have that retention to understand that they can count sequentially, but it's the ability to recall and understand that the last number they stopped at is the number. So this has nothing to do with our math. It won't be on the test. It's just interesting facts. So right now I'm working with Everly to say 1, 2, 3. There are 3 tools, and that's discrete data. 1, 2 Mr. Biggs. There are 2 chocolate bars. Okay? So this week, as you do your independent work, you're going to see that things can fall into different categories, but we can also consider them discrete as well. Okay? Justin says, my baby cousin skips to 8 after 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8. It is a common practice and something that kindergarten teachers have to work really, really hard on. Meanwhile, we're working on algebraic equations and expressions. It's a completely different world in intermediate land. All right. The third and final. This is it, guys. Not a lot to this lesson this week. I think you'll find easy. Hopefully, I did this so that you can focus on the test and feel good about representing linear patterns. Excuse me. I got a tickle in my throat. I'll take a drink of my 5 Alive. Feel alive. Justin, when we correct her, she still says 8. Kids are stubborn. Okay, continuous data is information that can be measured on a scale or on a continuum. Write that down. Okay, this can have any numerical value and can be any range. So this is going to be different than discrete data because discrete data you cannot have half a saw. Okay, if you have half a saw, it is a broken saw and you shouldn't be using it. It is not safe. Okay. However, with continuous data, you can measure half of a saw and tell me the length of half a saw. Okay, but it doesn't. But discrete data, there is one saw. Okay, do you guys understand the difference here between discrete and continuous? Okay, categorical is like the easy one. It's on its own. A lot of times my students will mess up between continuous and discrete. Okay, so you'll have to come up with some creative ways on how to come up to remember this. All right. So another example of continuous data, not discrete data, okay, is people's height. Okay, you can categorize people, categorical data. So you can say girls over here, boys over here. You could say students here, adults here, parents here, teachers there. Okay, juniors, intermediates, primaries, kindergartens. Okay, we categorize kids at school all the time. Okay, but then you could also count. All right, there are 30 or 28 students in our class. Okay, so that's discrete. There are 28 students in our class. That's a count of how many people. Okay? You can have a student who barely comes to school. They still count as a person. Okay, that's discrete data. Now, continuous data, we keep continuous data on you guys. For example, your attendance. How many times are you guys absent? Okay, so you can say that I have 29 students in my class. You can't say that I have 28 and a half because one never shows up. You could say that I have 29 students because that's discrete data. Okay, but with continuous data, I could measure the continuous data. I could measure how often they come to school, and I could say they come half of the time. Okay, but he's still or she's still a person in my class. Okay, so measuring people's height. How tall are you? Let me know in the chat. How tall are you? Okay, I am 6'1". I grew up my whole life being told that I would probably be 6'3". I was so excited, and then I only ended up being 6'1". But 6'1" is pretty tall. Interesting fact: I got cut from York University's volleyball team in my first year because I was too short, and I was 6'1". That's how tall volleyball players are. Zane, you are definitely not 8'4". 5'4" sounds a little bit more reasonable. Kron, you're 5'10"? I believe that. Yeah, you're a pretty tall dude. Okay. Jose, 5'3", 5'4". Look at this animation! Oh, you're missing it because I'm in the way. Hold on, let me disappear for a sec. Oh, look at this. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Yeah. All right. So I'm back. Cole, don't forget it's your birthday. Happy birthday, Cole! Shout out to Cole. Okay? Timing things. Okay? I'm going to time something right now. When I say go, we're going to have a race. All right, here we go. Got my stopwatch going. And the first person in the chat, I'll legit give you an extra mark, a bonus mark, a legit bonus mark, not a Marcus bonus mark. Okay? On next week's test, on this discrete continuous test, for the first person who can go to MrStav.ca/gym and tell me what this week's topic is for Mr. Gilbert. Ready? Go. This is me timing you. This is continuous data. The first one to go to MrStav.ca/gym and tell me in the chat what Mr. Gilbert's lesson is on this week. Week 5. What is his lesson? Well, there's a lesson and an activity. It is not safety. Kurt, try again. Mr. DeLeon, it is not safety. Week 5. What is the week 5 lesson? It is not badminton, Kurt. Good try, good try, good try. Come on. You're at 30 seconds. Jose! Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Stop the time. Jose with 1 minute and 7 seconds. Jose gets the win. The lesson is on shot put. There it is. Mr. Gilbert killing it on YouTube. Yes, the lesson is on shot put. We were supposed to be getting ready for track and field. So sad. I don't know how many of you are track stars there or how many of you are field stars. But yes, Jose gets the bonus marks. Jose, make sure you remind me when I post that test to give you that bonus mark. Go check that out. Shot put. This one's really good. If you are in any level of athletics, Okay? A good stretch is like a game changer. Okay? Especially for you guys who are sitting at home a lot right now, a very good stretch would be super beneficial to you, okay, as your body is kind of just stiffening up. Okay, so you want to increase that range of motion, get your body going again. So stretch. Go try that stretch workout. Okay? So if you have not yet visited Mr. Gilbert's phys ed site, go check it out. He does a lot of work. And what I was saying was, I know some of you are lazy, but at least go give him a like. Go like his videos. Let him know. Comment on them. Say, Mr. Gilbert, thanks for all the hard work you're doing. All right? Congratulations, Jose. That was epic. All right. So, what we just did there was continuous data. You went and raced, and I timed you. Track and field is all continuous data. Measuring, long jump, standing long jump, okay? Your height on the high jump, okay? Timing you when you're running, okay? Track and field is all continuous data, okay? Now, there are other ways. We could say categorical data. We categorically place you in different age groups, and you compete amongst your age groups, okay? What about discrete? Give me an example of discrete data at track and field day. Show me in the chat. This is an example of discrete data at track and field day. I'm looking in the chat, and you see me look over, I'm looking at my board computer, looking to check for some examples. There's a bit of a delay, there's a lag here, so. Placement. Okay, good, Gary Sean. So, actually, that's a little tricky, Gershon, because if you say placement, a ranking, we could argue is categorical. First place is a category, second place is a category, third place. But what we could do is count how many first place ribbons you got at the end of the day. Right? At the end of track and field day, some kids have like 1,000 ribbons. Right? Let's say I have 3 first place ribbons. I have 2 second place ribbons. And I have 8 third place ribbons. Right? That's discrete data. Okay? That was awarded based on or classified based off of continuous data. Okay? Aiden, the number of people that are running in a race. That's right. On a track, on a standard track race, I think there's 6 lanes, right? So only 6 people can run. You can't have 6.5 run at the same time. You can only have 6 people, okay? We can say discrete data, only 2 people get to go and run at DIA, right? So that's discrete. Rankings, excellent. All good examples. Way to go in the chat. Excellent job. I like it like that. Okay, so if we're timing something, hours, minutes, seconds, milliseconds, okay, we measure tornadoes, hurricanes, natural disasters, earthquakes. These are all measured, right? So you'll get ratings of an earthquake. That was a 4.0 on a Richter scale. Okay, those are continuous data pieces. Okay, that is a 4.3. Okay. Okay. Compass. Okay. Being able to know where you're going. It's not just north or just south. Okay. You can be a little bit north, a little bit south, a little bit east. Okay. And people who actually deal with this kind of stuff can go down to the smallest increments. Okay, of direction. Hopefully that makes sense. Karan says that Hurricane Katrina is more like Hurricane Tortilla. I don't get it, but I'm sure it's hilarious. All right. Uh, Sports are filled with continuous data. Okay, so in baseball, they have world records for speed around the bases. What about number of home runs? People who hold the world record for the number of home runs in a season. Is that continuous data, categorical data, or discrete data? Oh, Karan says it's a vine. Thank you, Karan. Set me straight. I knew you would. I knew it was funny. I could tell. So the number of home runs in one season is actually discrete data. It is counted. The number, you can't have half of a home run. You either got the home run or you didn't get the home run. Okay? So, for example, Zane was going to hit 40 home runs this season in his baseball season, but he didn't get a chance to. So, sorry, Zane. Whereas running the bases would be faster. Okay? In basketball, you can count the number of dunks. Okay? Kobe Bryant scoring 81 points on the Raptors. Okay? This is discrete data. Okay? Because you can get that many baskets. Okay? In MrStav, you can get 1 point in basketball on a free throw, but that's still not continuous. That is discrete. Because you either get it or you don't get it. Okay? People's height in basketball is something. The timing of the quarters. Okay? So you can see how we're just using words and we're kind of taking data that we're familiar with interacting with and then touching on it. Okay? Thank you for participating, Jose. Okay? How about this? In the chat, do this right now. Use the category food. Okay, so what I've just been doing is this. I took baseball, I took track. Okay, but now take food and give me an example of each of the types of data. So think about food and give me an example of how we can, within the topic food, give me some examples of discrete data, give me some examples of continuous, and give me some examples of categorical data. Okay? So I'm waiting. I'm going to allow some think time for those of you that are watching later. First of all, hi. Second off, why are you not joining us live? It's way more fun live. You should join us in the chat, especially when we're live. Okay. Here we go. Karan says, and Gary Sean. Oh, both at the same time. All right. So Gary Sean says we have junk food and we have healthy food. Okay. So that is an example of what? Discrete, continuous, or categorical. Make sure in the chat when you give me those answers, you tell me what is that. Okay, Karan says number of fries. Ooh, yes. You can ask for a small, a large, or a medium, but how many fries is that? So small, medium, large, that would be categorical, but then the number of fries is discrete. How many can you count? Okay. Ara says types of food, right? So you have cultural food, right? You have Greek food, ooh, Mexican food, Chinese food, Indian cuisine, ooh. There's things like comfort food, right? Like just those things that you crave when you just want to be at home. Your hot chocolate, you got your maybe a hamburger, maybe for me it's like cereal. So you have your breakfast foods, you have your lunch foods, and these are categories. 10 cookies in a pack, yes, right? So you count how many cookies, so that would be discrete. Okay, how about animals? Talk to me about animals. Talked about dogs before, right? Types of dogs. What are some, I see a lot of examples of discrete and categorical. Give me some continuous data. Give me some continuous data examples. Thinking back to food, you often buy meat by its weight, right? So it'd be like $6 per pound, right? So you're actually paying by its continuous data. So the heavier the meat, the more you're going to pay. Which makes sense because the more meat you get, the more you pay, right? So some people be like, yo, I got this meat for $3. You pay $10. They're like, yeah, well, I got more meat. Well, you only got one. I got one, and I paid $3 and you paid $10. But you got a small piece of meat, and somebody else got a big chunk of meat, right? So continuous data plays in there. Kurt, I love it. The weight of the patties. That's right. You pick up that patty and it's like, this is kind of a little light. You put that one back, right? You want to go for the one that is full. Yes, Kurt. Kurt understands. Oh, man. The weight of a patty matters. Here we go. Number of animals comes in. Ooh, lifespan, Aiden. Yes. Right? Some animals live longer than others. That's continuous data. Oh, I love it. This is way more fun. Live is way more fun than pre-recorded. Heights of the animals. Yes, Janae. Herbivore, carnivore. Yes, Karan. Yeah. Categorical data. Okay. What does it eat? Meat? Only vegetation? Karan, it does have a big leg. I think that's by design. I'd have to go into my YouTube settings and figure out if that's normal or if they've set that. Those are all great answers. So I encourage you to come up with some creative ways to remember these, because you're going to get to a test and you're going to be like, oh, what's the difference between continuous and discrete again? Okay, so I want to do something weird right now because I need a good thumbnail, and this is a great slide for a thumbnail. So I can't use the green. Still another green. Here we go. Here's my level. Everybody say cheese is for the thumbnail. That's good. I remember I'll go back and get that. I always have to have a good thumbnail. So that's it, folks. I told you it's a very basic lesson this week, and that's simply just to give you a chance to catch up and allow you to break, but focus your energy this week on, you get 3 attempts. Okay, make sure you read the test questions. Okay, there are notes at the end of every question. So for example, when you give me your equations, I've said put no spaces. 3n take away 2. Okay, no 3n space take away space 2. Remember, the computers aren't very smart, and so I can only put in answers in a certain way so that it can mark it for you. So pay attention to that. I want to give Kenna a big shout out and thank you for pointing out the whole rounding thing on the science test. That was a big oopsies that I didn't put round to the nearest hole. All of them are round to the nearest hole, and there were a couple of students who attempted right away, and I discovered there was an error on one of my answers because the way that I put in the answer was messed up. So some of you were not getting perfect even though you were putting the right answer. So I apologize. I fixed that. Hopefully it'll reflect in your mark either way. Okay. Cheese, Karan. Kurt, say cheese. Karan, YouTubers be like, you always got to have a good thumbnail, Karan. So that's it, my friends. Okay. Add it to the word wall. That's all I can tell you is that would be added to the word wall, and then we would go and do our centers. So I'll log off here, and then I'll go and post all of the PowerPoint and the independent work. Okay, I think you'll whiz through it this week, so no stress there. Should be pretty easy week for math. You are welcome, folks. You are welcome to come to Guided and ask me questions from past weeks. Okay, you do not have to just ask about this week. So I was helping students last week with translations and reflections. Okay, we worked on their Translate Canada, and then they went back and fixed their mark. Okay, MrStav, I already did my 3 attempts. If you come to Guided, I will forgive one of your worst attempts, and I will let you go back and try it again. That is a perk to coming to Guided. Okay, so I can offer that to you. Okay, if you need help with representing linear patterns, go sign up. bit.ly/STAV online guided. Don't miss out. I'm getting kind of lonely. All right, but the people who come every week, I love you guys. You guys are so fun. Appreciate that you do come and you ask questions. Okay. Also, science. Bring your science questions because we have a unit test coming up. Okay. Look at your unit binder and you'll see that we're pretty much, our backs are right up against the wall with a big unit test. So get your work done and get ready for our unit test. Okay. So, peace out, folks. I enjoyed interacting with you. You guys were super fun. Congratulations to Jose for winning the competition. Remind me to get you that bonus mark. And one more time. I don't know, but I've been told. I don't know, but I've been told. Cole is getting really old. Cole is getting really old. From all of us here online school, all of us at online school. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday. Cole. Happy birthday, Cole. Hey guys, have a good day. I will see you at Guided or on Wednesday at Science. Peace out, friends. Oh, I love this. I love when you guys say bye in the chat. Bye, guys. Bye, Aiden. Bye, Justin. Bye, Karan. Bye, Aris. Bye, Jose. I always love when you guys say bye. Makes me feel like we're in the classroom. Thanks for joining us. Bye, everyone. Later, Kurt. Later, DeAndre. DeAndre was the first one here. Maybe he'll be the last to leave, too. Bye, Kenna. Bye, T. I love T and Kenna rarely comment, but they always come and they always say bye. Laters, Mayor.